Hello, true crimers, and welcome to Only Murders and the Missing, a podcast presented by UQ Criminal. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of true crime. In each episode, we'll take a deep dive into the story, unraveling the mystery and uncovering the cases that still haunt us. Through our podcast, we will shed light on the victims, honoring their memories and seeking justice on their behalf. Beyond storytelling, we are advocates for the missing and the murdered, lending our voices to those who can no longer speak for themselves. So, grab your headphones and prepare to join our mission. Are you ready? Welcome to Only Murders and the Missing. Episode 24, Chilling and Rare Facts Behind the Mystery of Maura Murray. Little-known details of Maura Murray's case could be key to her mysterious disappearance. Her story is one of the most debated and analyzed mysteries in the true crime community. Still, even after years of investigations, some lesser-known aspects of the case remain underexplored. These details, while often overshadowed by mainstream theories, add to the puzzle of what might have happened when Maura disappeared in February 2004. Sometime after 7 p.m. on February 9th, 2004, 21-year-old Maura Murray found herself stranded in a snowbank off Wild Ammonoosuc Road in Woodsville, New Hampshire. Her car had crashed, and although a local school bus driver named Butch Atwood stopped to offer help, Maura declined assistance and told him she had already called AAA. Shortly after Atwood left the scene, Maura disappeared. One of Maura's last phone calls was to a condominium complex in Bartlett, New Hampshire, around 1 p.m. on the day she vanished. She had no known ties to the complex, and there was never a reservation made there in her name. The call lasted only a few minutes, leaving its contents a mystery. She might have been looking for a place to stay, or possibly she was trying to set up a meeting with someone. This phone call has fueled theories that Maura was planning to meet someone in the White Mountains area. But who that person was remains unknown. Could that person have something to do with her disappearance? On the day Maura Murray went missing, she emailed her boyfriend Billy Roche. She mentioned to him that she wanted to talk later. However, she also hinted at the personal struggles she was facing. In the days leading up to her disappearance, it came to light that Billy had been unfaithful in their relationship, which may have added to her emotional turmoil. Maura wrote, "I got your messages, but honestly, I didn't feel like talking to much of anyone. I promised to call today, though." While this part of the story isn't entirely unknown, what many people don't realize is that her email contained cryptic language, suggesting that Maura was feeling overwhelmed by more than just her relationship issues. This has led some to speculate whether her sudden disappearance was a way to escape her stressful life altogether. In Maura's abandoned car, police discovered an open box of Franzia wine and a Coke bottle that seemed to contain a mix of alcohol. While it's well known that she had bought alcohol before heading north that day, the idea that Maura may have been drinking heavily, either while driving or after the crash, has sparked ongoing debate. Investigators never confirmed if she was intoxicated at the time of the accident, but the presence of alcohol raises questions about how it might have affected her decision-making that night. If she had been impaired, it could explain why she chose not to accept help from a passerby who stopped to check on her after the crash. In the weeks following Maura's disappearance, a local resident known as Robinson Ordway, or RO, reported seeing a red truck heading south on Route 112 East. It passed by around 7 p.m. on the night Maura went missing. This sighting of the red truck is important because it opens up new theories about Maura's disappearance, hinting at the possibility that another vehicle was present at the scene. One witness claimed to have seen a truck parked and facing Maura's car just before she vanished. Although this lead has never been fully investigated, online sleuths have wondered if this truck could have played a significant role in the case. Reports of a similar vehicle being spotted in nearby towns only add to the speculation. Police have yet to confirm any connection between the red truck and Maura's case. When investigators examined Maura's abandoned Saturn, they found a rag stuffed into the car's tailpipe. Maura's father, Fred Murray, later explained that he had advised her to do this if the car was running poorly, as it might prevent the car from stalling in cold weather. However, some investigators and amateur detectives believe the rag could have been a sign that Maura was trying to temporarily disable the car, possibly to create the illusion of a breakdown, buying time for herself before police arrived. Did Maura simply follow her father's advice? Or if foul play was involved, did someone else place the rag there? On the night of Maura's disappearance, her boyfriend Billy received a strange voicemail. The message was reportedly from Maura's phone, but all he could hear was the sound of breathing and muffled sobbing. Although he was on a plane with his phone off at the time, Billy received a voicemail during the flight from an unknown number. He was convinced it was Maura sobbing. The call was traced to a card used at the American Red Cross. Unfortunately, the voicemail was deleted, raising questions about how and why it was lost. Was Maura trying to reach out in distress, or was it an accidental call? When search dogs were brought to the scene of Maura's disappearance, they followed her scent about 100 yards east of the crash site before the trail abruptly ended. This detail led to the theory that Maura may have been picked up by a passing car. A lesser-known fact is that the reliability of these scent trails can vary greatly, depending on environmental conditions and how much time has passed. Whether the dog's trail was truly accurate is questionable, especially given the cold weather and heavy snowfall at the time. Specially trained dogs searched for Maura 2 years later. The cadaver dogs found no trace of her near the Route 112 crash site. Don Nason from the New Hampshire League of Investigators said the dogs picked up on some scents, but nothing that could lead them to the missing woman. One of the most overlooked aspects of the case involves a tip that authorities received from a traveling contractor. He claims he might have seen Maura about 4 or 5 miles east of her crash site on the night she disappeared. According to State Police Lieutenant John Scarinza, the man was commuting home from a job in Franconia when he spotted a young woman who matched Maura's description, walking quickly along Route 112. He said that she suddenly turned down a dirt road as he approached. Unfortunately, he didn't immediately connect the sighting to Maura's disappearance and only came forward later, hoping it might provide new leads in the investigation. Had Maura wandered further down the road, perhaps seeking help or a ride, before encountering foul play? Each piece of this puzzle, her unexplained phone call, the rag in the tailpipe, the red truck sighting, and the eerie voicemail, raises new possibilities, but none provide definitive answers. The answer could be buried deep in a police case file, locked away in someone's memory, or lying unnoticed somewhere in the landscape of Route 112. With so many scattered facts and theories, it's no wonder Maura Murray's disappearance remains unsolved. Even with intense interest in the case and numerous search efforts, investigators and the public are left baffled. Could one of these overlooked clues hold the key to solving the mystery and finally bringing Maura home to her family? If you have any information about Maura Murray's case, please call the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case Unit at 603-223-3648. Are you addicted to true crime? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this case. To connect with me and read more true crime stories, go to unquestionablycriminalonmedium.com, and I'll see you in the next episode.